Hey bro, I think we're live already.
Okay, hello everybody. Hi, I'm Joel, Daddy Property Chef. And of course, we have with us Master Jason Chan. Okay,
Hello.
so yes, how has everybody been? The year 3/4 has passed. So, Jason, how's everything for you?
I think it's good. Good. We see a lot of property news for many months. Record after record breaking. Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, honestly speaking. But I got nothing to say already, lah. To be very frank, the issue now is this. The issue now is so will things get better or get worse? Come, our master say something. Things will get better or get worse.
Well, I think in the coming years, right, we can, as in coming months, not years, we
Mm.
see months first, because with the war going around, it doesn't fix the issue of supply and demand. So I think everybody wants to find a place that is safe to live in. I think Singapore may be a very obvious choice with all these things coming
Right.
along. So
Yeah, I agree.
and inflation going up so high, right? I think uh, and the season, the cold is coming lah. So when cold
Mm.
comes, right, a lot of things cannot grow lah. So a lot of things cannot grow, there will be scarcity lah. So we are looking things maybe getting not so positive lah,
Yep.
if I say.
To be very honest, how I look at the market now, right? No, for since COVID, right? I have been talking about how the market is actually behaving. I don't dare to say the wrong way lah. I'm just a property agent. I don't dare to say the wrong way lah. But let's just look at with so much instability, right? Then so much uncertainty in jobs. So but yet a lot of people are still very brave. I use the word brave. And I think one thing is I've been saying for the longest amount of time that property market, right? Honestly speaking, property market is not really how should I put it? It's not a really a form of investment for most of us lay people. It's really not a form of investment for a lot of most of us lay people. Because first and foremost, most people only own one property lah. So if you are speculating in property, right? How certain you are to have a roof over your head? But as apparently, right, the market has been going against everybody's wishes go soaring new heights, rental price breaking. But if you're talking about rental price, right, I will say you know when Singapore reopened recently, a few months back, you know, right?
Hmm.
So a lot of Malaysians were talking about, wow, Singapore, oh, they can all go back and stay in Malaysia already, so don't need to care already. But they forgot one thing, when the border reopen, you can go back, but a lot more of you will come in, because they didn't realize this thing. They are comfortable in Singapore. A lot of them are comfortable in Singapore during that period. But they do not. They forgotten their fellow men in Malaysia, right? The life is not that fantastic. So when these people go back, they didn't expect the more people start to rush in. More people start to rush in. So now rental has become an issue. Rental has been breaking record, right? And I'm sorry to say this, for the big units, right? For what I see, the next 6 months down the road, it will just keep on going higher. Resale prices will also just keep going higher, because today, if you are a PR in Singapore, right, and you can purchase, right, I don't think you will pay the rental. This is the scary part. But nevertheless, today we are going to look at the how should I put this? The gem of Singapore. Okay, the gem
Yeah,
of Singapore.
the cream on top of the cream.
Yeah, the cream on top of the towering wedding cake. The top of the cream of on right on top. So basically, we'll be looking at District 1 and 2 today. Initially, I thought District 1 and 2 nothing much to talk about one. We should be able to cover it in one session. But after a detailed look into it, right, I fear not. So tonight, we're just going to discuss as much as possible. We're just going to discuss as much as possible. If there is a need, we will go on to a second one, which you all will know already. Su will be talking about this again if we cannot finish tonight. But anyway, so without further ado, I don't want to waste anybody's time. We will get Master Jason to kick off with the story of District 1. You all be shocked. Tonight, Master Jason got a lot of things to share with you all. Very long story. But I tell you, every part of it is interesting. If you are the K-pop type, you will love all the tabloid news. And mind you all, for us, right, if you have been following us, right, you will know that we only share facts. We only share what is found as facts. Okay, we will never speculate on any other information. So, okay, Jason, take it away.
Yeah, thanks, Joel. Similar like you, I also thought today will be a fast one. So
Fast game.
fast game. When I talk about, because Raffles Place not everybody can afford, and then property also, more office building and things like that. Little there I thought when I go and research, I go and dig. Wow, so many things start to flow out. So
more and more info, right?
Yeah, more and more info. Then got me even more interested. So actually, I dig all the way in history So later I will share with you more So maybe I first like all the talks. I just tell you a bit about myself. I have 15 years experience in Feng Shui So I pre-COVID I used to travel around the world So now COVID, even though it's over, I still have my reservation So yeah, so my aim or my goal is to spread Feng Shui not as a superstition or religious belief or system Yeah, actually you got to do with lots of fact, observation and things like that. So here are some of the pictures and the awards and talks that I given overseas. So just a disclaimer that today's talk is purely for education purpose and nothing else. So if you take a look at this map from Google Earth, right? When I look at it, the Raffles Place, Tanjong Pagar, and Anson Road, right? This is modern day how Singapore look like. So Singapore actually went through a major transformation since back in the days where Singapore is a fishing village. So you can see different color arrows that actually point something to highlight. You can see the green arrow. You can see this where Lau Pa Sat is. The yellow arrow represent where Neil Road is. So Neil Road, remember the street name Neil Road because something interesting will come up later. Then the red color is our Istana. Red color is our Fort Canning, not Istana. Istana is the blue one. Yeah, so you can see the proximity of all these feature in this modern day context of Raffles Place, Anson Road, and part of Orchard Road as well. So the early influence stage of Singapore was known at that time as a very good place for trading. Yeah, so these are some artist impression of what Singapore is in the past. So this is a photo of Singapore River as a trading hub in our region. So you can see the number of small boats and then a lot of commercial buildings. Yeah. And the history of planning of Singapore actually all started from this Sir Stamford Raffles. So he passed on this job to his Lieutenant Philip Jackson. So this planning, this urban planning got two names. Some call it the Raffles Town Plan, some call it the Jackson Plan. So Jackson is obviously is named after his lieutenant. So at that time, Singapore also because of the trading where people all come together, the qi that gathers the people all around Asia, from China to India to even Malaysia, Indonesia, yeah, all come to Singapore. So in order to facilitate some some governance, the Europeans or the Westerners from same with Raffles, right? They decided to categorize or to segmentize the different community according to their ethnic group. So they formed that kind of relationship where you divide them according to their races, so that it's easier to control. So some may say even to plant the seed of distrust, so easier for the Europeans to control. But if you see modern day Singapore is very different. They want integration. They want everybody, different races to stay together to form that community, to form that strong bond, not like in the past, the colonial times. So we also know that Raffles Place used to be called at that time Commercial Square. So for obvious reason, it's zoned for government function, commercial activities, and so on. Yeah. So this Jackson Plain was centered around this Fort Canning Hill. If you can see, is where the Raffles choice for this government, where they organize their meetings and things like that. So Fort Canning was a centralized part of this plan. Yeah. So this plan was actually focused from Singapore River to Teluk Ayer all the way to Kallang Riverside. So Raffles also, before he left Singapore, because he's a big figure, so he actually comes in and out of Singapore quite often. So he passed this instruction to William Farquhar on the allocation of the land. So he tell him that please keep all the important things near the river. Yeah. So the European, the merchant, the government building was actually please set it up near the river. So that was the instruction. So these are some pictures of, if you can see the picture, there's this small little hill, actually that's Fort Canning, overlook this entire river. So these are in the distant past. So that's why the picture of black and white. Then Fort Canning, history of Fort Canning Hill, right, actually go way, way, way back even before Raffles. So that time also was it might be occupied by the East Javanese people. They left behind or they bury some treasure inside. Yeah, this amulet band, right? They has a symbol of protection. So you can see this type of symbol in temples, in their temples or main entrance, found in most part of Indonesia. So this jewelry or this treasure is called Majapahit gold. Yeah, so you can see that this Fort Canning Hill play a very strategic or very feng shui in this Singapore developing times. So these are some pictures of the map back in those days. You can see how this Fort Canning, the strategic location, and then the geographic advantages that it has. So here are some pictures about this Jackson plan as well. So this Jackson plan, right? Okay, government will occupy the Singapore River and all the way to Pandang. What about the other races? European will occupy from Cantonment to southwest bank of Singapore River. Then what about Chinese? They will occupy from southwest of Singapore River. Then what about the Malays and the Indians? The Malays will occupy areas that near the Sultan resident, today known as Kampong Glam. Then also, what about the Indians? They are upstream of Singapore River. So all these they plan, and what is it present today? Government will be the Fort Canning, Singapore River, all the way to Padang. European will be currently now the beach road. Chinese will be Chinatown, Tanjong Pagar. Malay will be Kampong Glam. Indian, and last time was this Clarke Quay and Cross Street areas. So you can see the names has changed over the many years. So Singapore River actually is a very important area or feng shui place of Singapore. Lah. That's why in 1977 to 1987, because at that time because a lot of trading, also a lot of pollution, people dump things into the river. The river was so dirty, so there was a movement of redevelopment of the for the city center, lah. Yeah, which is very vital. In feng shui, we like to say, clean water, clean money; dirty water, dirty money. So Singapore River all the way to Kallang Basin, right? Actually, it stretches about 30% of Singapore land areas. So we actually quite a big area. So it's that's why it took many years to actually clean up this space. And here are some pictures about what Singapore River used to look like. People eat, and then look at the amount of rubbish. It's so frightening compared to today's. So the next part of Raffles Place also is Lau Pa Sat, also known as Telok Ayer Market lah. So it has roots all the way to 1925 lah. 1825, right? This sheltered or this market was built by this Chinese merchant. So you can imagine feng shui or the this principle of Pa Hua, the eight-sided octagon shape, right? Was introduced by this Chinese merchant called Tan Chi San. Yeah. And here are some pictures of the old Lau Pa Sat, the surrounding before it is now, which is very different. Last time we don't have so high skyscraper. Now look at Singapore major transformation across the less than a century. All this has become something out of someone's imagination. So next now I'll be talking about Tanjong Pagar. Tanjong Pagar also another interesting place. Why is it interesting? Because other than Raffles, Singapore River, Tanjong Pagar was used to be a fishing village for the Orang Asus people and the Chinese. Yeah, so they occupied Tanjong Pagar back in the early days, and because of the soil condition and then it was so fertile that this place was used as a plantation. So we also in feng shui like the soil fertile means the place 很旺 lah. So back in the days, European people also know about it, and then the wealthy Chinese buy lots of plots of land in Tanjong Pagar. So Tanjong Pagar also was an alternative other than the Singapore River as a port lah, because Tanjong Pagar has a deeper water compared to Singapore River, and then the entrance also of Singapore River is a bit small. Tanjong Pagar you can have more port activities. So because of the vibrancy of that place, plantation, sea activities, marine activities, then they built lots of rows of shop houses, 2-3 stories along Duxton, Tanjong Pagar, Neil Road. So a lot of business activity happened around there. So some of these buildings are actually still around till today. So if you're interested, you can actually walk down Tanjong Pagar and see all these buildings. So some of them have become pubs, some of them become office buildings, some of them become a lawyer office and things like that. So Tanjong Pagar also has another distinct point also that it serves as a very strong qi where they distribute, because they have this Jingri Kisan station. We act as like a bus terminal in today's term. So that time was a rickshaw terminal. So where people when they came from the ship to the land, right, they need to go to other places, so they will go to this station and then call a rickshaw. If you watch those old TCS show, you can see there lots of people, Chinese, they came from China, they also do rickshaw and pull people around Singapore. So in Tanjong Pagar also interesting also, there's this Singapore railway station. So at that time also railway station was built up to Tanjong Pagar area. So you can imagine the vibrancy of Tanjong Pagar Raffles Place. So here are some pictures. They can see the station and then the rickshaw. So Tanjong Pagar also another thing to note. This area is it was one of the first earlier elected division contested in 1955 general election. And Lee Kuan Yew is the one who won the Tanjung Pagar seat in the three-way fight. Yeah. So if you're interested to know the history, you can watch some videos in YouTube, or you can go to National Library as well. So all this information I got was on the net from National Library and some heritage information site as well. So the first PAP branch was set up in this Tanjung Pagar in 1955. Their headquarters was actually in Neil Road. So they were there from 1955 to 57. Then they won the election. They set up another branch in Tanjung Pagar. Yeah. So from there in Tanjung Pagar, right, they at Neil Road, right, they won quite well, and then Lee Kuan Yew actually became the first Prime Minister of Singapore State. At the time of Singapore State. So as we all hit just now when I talk about Raffles Place all the way to Tanjung Pagar to Anson Road, like District 1 and 2 actually is the birthplace of the politics of Singapore. That is the thing common between these two districts. And when we talk about landlocked, right, one is British colony, one is PAP. PAP is the ruling party today. One of the actually is the longest since independence to today. Yeah, British colony, they actually occupied Singapore for 144 years. So just imagine this District 1 actually give British colony 144 years of good government luck. Then whereas Singapore, right, whereas PAP, right, 1954, and they're 57 years in running already. Yeah.
So they have another 87 years to go.
I won't say exactly 87, but they still got some good luck ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
But may change slightly. Later I will review more things.
Okay.
Yeah. So we can see the key figure in the Singapore history. One is Stamford Raffles, the other one is our Lee Kuan Yew. So he contributed a lot to Singapore, to what Singapore is today. So the importance of District 2, right? Because I also was wondering why Lee Kuan Yew always liked Tanjong Pagar, other than he won the election seat for Tanjong Pagar. Later did I know Lee Kuan Yew actually grew up in Neil Road, which is somewhere near Tanjong Pagar. Yeah. So he spent his childhood days there. So Lee Kuan Yew born in this 16 September 1923. And then he passed away in 23 March 2015. Yeah. So he held on as a first Prime Minister from 1959 to 1990. So it's actually a good long years. So when we study about Feng Shui, right, we of course want to take a look at this PAP headquarters. Since they started off in the shop house in Neil Road, they occupied from 1955 to 1957. So before after this area, right, they actually shift several times before they settle down in Orchard Road. Just mention our PAP office in Orchard Road in 1965, where they stayed there for a good 10 years. Yeah, so later also you can see between the shift from after 1957 to before 1964, right, there's a lot of chaos in Singapore. And when we say Feng Shui, right, Feng Shui, we like to be stationed at a place to yang qi. But if you keep on moving, you also disrupt the organization energy as well, to able to govern the place or your company as well. So the party HQ eventually from Orchard Road, right, they moved to Napier Road in a black and white bungalow. So black and white bungalow, what we know today as this colonial house. So long history, also maybe got some supernatural things. I don't know which unit they occupy. Maybe it's around, maybe it's not around, I don't know. But it was a terrible years for them. A lot of things happened during that time. Then after that, after 1986, right, they moved to SLF building in Thomson Road. I'm sure if you drive along PRE, you can see where's the SLF building on Thomson Road. So because of that, they enjoy I think good feng shui. They enjoy many good happenings in that place. Before they move to what you see PAP headquarters now currently at New Upper Changi Road in 1996. They moved there in 1996 after Thomson Road. So after that, when they moved, later I'll talk more on the events. So actually, PAP headquarters moved quite a number of times across the years. So when we examine, right, we look at some of the events. So these events are taken from the PAP website, where they talk about key milestone as well as some National Library sites. Yeah. So in New Road, right, just now I mentioned about this Lee Kuan Yew was elected as he won the seat in Tanjung Pagar, and then he became an opposition leader. Yeah. So after that, right, after 1957, when it start shifting, when it start moving along, there are some good and some bad. So good, he became the Prime Minister of State of Singapore. Then PAP, then he lost by-election at Hong Lim and Anson Road. Yeah. And then also Singapore became part of Malaysia, and also there are some communal riots, two riots, big riots in Singapore during 1964. So when they shift to Orchard Road, that's when also Singapore gained independent in 1965, where Lee Kuan Yew became the first Prime Minister of Republic of Singapore. Yeah, then ever since it has been a very good winning streak during election. So you can see Orchard Road, the landmark of Orchard Road, also not bad. Yeah. So Orchard Road has a lot of like Takashimaya there. Used to be a graveyard also, and then yeah, for the rich people. Yeah. Then they moved to this Napier Road, where things start to go a bit south. So uh, the party actually have some readjustment in the structure, in the ranking, and then they had by-election at multiple places like Anson Road, Geylang West, Mountbatten, Nee-Soon, Potong Pasir, Sembawang, Telok Blangah, so many places during 1979. So many things happening after 1 year into moving into Napier Road. Then Ong Teng Cheong became the PAP chairman at the time. And also, this PAP lost a by-election in Anson Road in 1981. Yeah. Then after that, also till 1984, right? For the first time, PAP did not win extra seat in the general election. So there's some form of stagnation. Then they move again to Thomson Road in the SLF building. So 1986, a lot of things happening. So PAP, good things like PAP Community Foundation is formed. The youth wing, which is then headed by Lee Hsien Loong. Then during the 1990s, Goh Chok Tong also took over as Prime Minister. Then Lee Kuan Yew actually retired as Prime Minister and became a senior minister. Yeah, then and also this they win a by-election for Marine Parade, where PAP won a very good margin of 72%. And 1993, Tony Tan became the PAP chairman. So you can imagine Ong Teng Cheong being a PAP chairman, and then Tony Tan being a PAP chairman, a bit different. So very big question, whether does our founding father actually believe in feng shui? Maybe I analyze with you, then you probably come up with your own results, whether or your own answer, if our founding father actually believe in feng shui. So when we analyze this period is a 风水 term 我们讲大那个地的那个九运九运 that means there's total 9 periods, but during 1944 is actually the period 5. So you add 20 years, 1964 period 6, then you add another 20 years, 1984 period 7, then you add another 20 years, all the way until the next nearest one, which is coming to period 9, which is the last period before they restart to period 1. So 2024, the upcoming, also coincidentally, right, very near to election. So a lot of things may be coming because we last had our election in year 2020. So government has a choice to call for election 4 to 5 years, if I'm not wrong. So you can expect election during 2024, 2025. So some interesting things to note. So you can see also some, if you can see beside us, there's a table or graph saying the PAP luck. So don't, okay, this is just an indicative lah. You don't have any real value in the luck going up and down. I just want to show you the movement of PAP's activities, the good happenings and the not so good happenings. So the green lines are actually the movement of PAP when they shift their office. So you can see it go up, then go down. The go down part is when they're shifting. Then you go Orchard Road, then you go up again. Then when they go Napier Road, they go down again. Then you go to Thompson Road, they go up again. Then last one will be since 1996 till now, quite a number of years they never shift. So it has been a bit stagnant. Yeah. And you also can see during this period also when they move, right, our founding father Lee Kuan Yew actually attained some important roles in Singapore. Yeah, very and good achievement. Yeah. Only when he hit period 8 to period 9 at their new Changi Hospital, we see that Lee Kuan Yew become a minister mentor. Eventually, he retired and then followed by death. Yeah. Then right at the corner, right hand corner, down corner, you see actually a picture of Lee Kuan Yew with this Hong Chuan. So there's a lot of rumors that Lee Kuan Yew actually seek a lot of advice from Hong Chuan. I believe that one to me is skeptical. Yeah. Why? Because in 1966, when he visited this at that time Bright Hill, yeah, so he visited Hong Chuan and become a newspaper article. But during 1966, right, is where Lee Kuan Yew and his government wanted to bond the entire Singapore based on cultural values. So he may visited the temple because of to reach out to the other religion. So that one take a pinch of salt. Then also in Thomson SLF building, right, they also during that time also coincidentally, right, the Singapore $1 coin came out, the famous Pakwa $1 coin. Yeah, and then 1987, right, the MRT also came out. Yeah, so ever since after Napier Road, they found an excellent place, and then things start to prosper. So I'm not sure whether is this an advice given by Hong Chuan or not. So my conclusion is our father, maybe Lee Kuan Yew is not a firm believer, but maybe the people around him are believers. So and I deem them as a skeptic believer. When they believe some, they don't believe some. Yeah. So whether we believe or not, actually, what I'm trying to say through events, through observation, we all can see the cycle of feng shui is around. Whether you can take advantage of it is another thing. So my role as a feng shui master to help you take advantage. Yeah. So our current leaders are obviously they are non-believers. Yeah. That's why the progress or the outlook or things not as fantastic as their forefathers. So why I say that when you move to new Upper Changi Road, also there's a high moment. I won't say high moment. Stagnant moment and then lots of low moments. So lots of low moments. One of the significant one was the passing of our Lee Kuan Yew. And the good moments, obviously, Lee Hsien Loong eventually became the prime minister, taken over by this Goh Chok Tong. Then also during this period also at this place, right, they lost their first GRC. Yeah. Then also they also lost Hougang by-election. They also lost Punggol East election. Yeah, so a lot of things. And then their ratings are not fantastic. It fluctuate around 60%. And then they managed to pull back Bukit Batok by-election where they won. And they nearly lost East Coast in the last election at 53.41%. So you imagine this place right now at New Upper Changi Road, is this suit baby? I leave it up to the leaders to think. So my 2 cents worth or my 2 cents advice is to shift your HQ to somewhere better that we can reap new energy for the new leaders. So if they decide not to shift, I would say that the next election may be a pivotal point for the opposition. So that's my talk for today. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy it.
Today you share everything about politics, my friend.
Yeah, I can't help because when I analyze the land, it shares so much uh, politics bought tie in this land, this area. So because of this, right, I decided to dig the history of Singapore. Then when I analyze the Cai Ren part, right, element is still there down there, but I didn't obviously pull out. But I link it with the history, the happenings, and things like that. So you can see the tea of Tanjong Pagar, where the port and things like that. Then also the Thai part, the vibrancy of the trading. Then the Ren part, who stay where they portion the land, the government, the different races. Yeah, it's all feng shui is not a Chinese thing. Yeah, it's a technique that can be used for all different nationalities or religion or nationalities. Actually, it's all nature. Yeah, nature got no differentiation in all this. Yeah. So when we analyze this, right, lots of interesting things start to come out. Then we also want to study the success of the place. Yeah. So when we study the success of the place, then boom, wow, all got to do with politics. because because all our important also office places are all in these areas as well. So to separate out from when we look at feng shui, right, is difficult.
Okay, so I will do my. I think I don't want to do such a long part. I'll just share a bit. Okay, I'll just share a bit. Then maybe Jason can help me along. Okay, because my friend today you talk about politics and I never talk about in the end District 1 what will be the future. But today I will show you what is the future of District 1. Okay, so what we have over here, my friends, very interesting. There's new changes done to the master plan again. So if you all saw in the previous episodes, right? By right, from the master plan itself, from the new master plan itself, right? We are supposed to be able to see the old maps, But ta-da, they change again, Now we cannot see the old master plan already, But the worst part is what? They cannot take away. They cannot directly take away. So when you want to look at the old master plan, right, you have to go and Google previous master plans. Okay, so all the previous master plans that is on URA website, right, you all come out. Okay, you all come out. These are the previous master plans. So today I'm gonna talk about. I think we don't talk about so much about District 2 first. Maybe the next episode we can talk about District 2, whereby is Tanjong Pagar and this Per Hill that side. People's Park. Okay. So today I'm gonna focus mainly on our jam, the District 1. Okay, as Jason was mentioning, right? District 1 is basically okay. So the fun fact, previously the important places was like for the British government previously, right, was areas like Fort Canning. Yeah, it started from Fort Canning, that's all right. Then but now we can see government's emphasis is basically more to the shorelines. Okay, so just to share with you, right, we have all the different master plans around. Okay, we have all the different master plans around from year 2003 all the way up. So by right is about every 4 to 5 years, right, there is going to be some changes. So from 2003, 5 years later was 2008. By right, the next plan was 2013. However, there was some amendments, so the main master plan became 2014. Then 2014, subsequently, we had our next plan is 2019. So 2019, master plan 2019, there is still in the midst of some changes. So basically, right, 2019 is already the confirmed plan, but the next one should be coming out in 2024, which Jason mentioned one very important thing, right? Is the start of the ninth cycle.
Yeah. Period 9 we call it.
Oh, sorry, it's period 9, the final period of this cycle. So today we are just going to simple look only, okay? Simple look. I don't want to confuse you all. So please remember, if you are really interested, when you're buying houses, right, please, try to look at the master plan. Why? Because the master plan will tell you what is the future of the area. You don't go and listen to in the kopitiam what people tell you. You don't go and look in Facebook what people say, you know. Okay? Because you must understand, business government's planning can change one, you know, but master plan is a confirmed planning, at least for the next 5 years. But of course, there may be changes as well. I quote you a very simple example, like Jurong Lake District, right? On hold for so long already. But will it come? Honestly speaking, if you all saw the news 2 days back, right? Jurong Lake District, there's MRT station going there already. So I tell you, Jurong Lake District 可能还有戏可能还有戏。So this is one thing, but that is for Jurong East. I still stand by what Jason and I mentioned about Jurong in our previous show. The whole piece of Jurong, right? Only Jurong East to maybe the side, the Chinese Garden area, the Jurong Lake District 有戏嘞。But towards the more to the western side, right? 就是这么样了。It's like that already because, as I mentioned, few telltale signs will be the MRTs, you know, how they are zoning the area. That's why master plan is very, very important. Okay, so now today, right, we have a look at master plan. So, this is basically the Marina area, okay, Shenton Way Marina area. So what I have for comparison, right? This is master plan. Okay, master plan 2019. Okay, I'll zone it to size so you all can see. We look at I'll use a marker first. I'll use a marker first. Our marker will be sorry, give me a second. If we use International Plaza as a marker, because I think everybody knows International Plaza, right? Okay, so I'll use International Plaza as a marker. Where's my International Plaza again? Yeah, International Plaza. International Plaza marker. I'm gonna show you all something. I'm gonna teach you all something that is very simple. Something that I think I should have taught you all long time ago. Okay, is this thing called plot ratio. Plot ratio. So you can see this is year 2014, right? Okay, this is the last master plan 2014. The current one is this is the one 2019. So something about plot ratio. What is plot ratio? It actually determines how high you can build, how many units, what is the area that you can build for building, okay, for the piece of land. So we can see, right, for International Plaza in 2014, what is the plot ratio? Jason, can you see?
Is it 8.4?
Yeah, it's 8.4. So in Master Plan 2014, right, which was about 8 years ago, the original zoning for International Plaza is 8.4. Okay, this is the plot ratio. That means, okay, don't need to think so much. Just remember the figure, right, go higher means you can build more. Okay, this is the figure to see. If the figure goes higher, means you can build more. So basically, right, when it comes to en bloc, a lot of people fail to understand one thing. You must understand the plot ratio. If the whole area, right, we call it GFA, gross floor area is used up. That means you cannot build anymore, right? It will not be appealing to developers for en bloc. Okay, so now we have a look. This is International Plaza. We have a look at International Plaza now. Jason, can you see the figure?
Wow, 10.5.
So what does that tell us? Like strike lottery, right?
Yeah.
Like strike lottery, that means it's about 25% more, you know. Ladies and gentlemen, it means basically for the International Plaza, right? Okay, I do another I show you all again. So this is in 2014, the plot ratio was 8.4 plus now is 10.5. So basically there's a 25% increment, which means International Plaza like strike lottery away. Suddenly wow, you can build higher, you can build bigger. So you tell me, isn't that, if you all have heard, right, International Plaza is now going for en bloc again, you know. Yeah, that's precisely the point. This is the thing. Why developer will look at this? Because now I got extra GFA. I can build higher. I can build bigger. But of course, then comes the issue. When you think only we know, no International Plaza, of course, all the residents, all the owners will know what. Then do you think they want more or less? They want more money or less money? This is the issue. This is also often why en bloc cannot go through. Because government give you good news, right? But never mind, you become greedy, you want even more. But I cannot say that they are greedy. I mean, which owner do want more money? It doesn't make sense, right? Okay, so next, I want you all to look around this area. You notice one thing or not? All the plot ratio all increase, you know. All the 8.4, right, all become 10.5. Correct. That means all these buildings around okay, MAS building. Wow, how nice, how convenient. Okay. Which building is this already? Why something I cannot remember?
Oh, the building now, I think tear down already. The
Tear
look
down
like
already.
cylinder one. Because I just been there.
XR Tower, correct.
Yeah, yeah.
XR Tower. This Springleaf Tower, I think also tearing now. You see, all those 10.5 one. Then the worst part is those buildings that belong to developer themselves, right? I tell you, the developer will tear down and then redevelop. You know why or not? Let me share with you one thing. All these, you all only see the blue, all this marked blue, right, is for commercial, right? Actually, you are wrong, you know. These buildings are not just for commercial. If you can see, the developments, right, you can also use it for mixed use, you know. Mixed use, what does flat means? What does flat means? It means that I can build residential as well, you know. Mixed development. And if you all are familiar with government's planning, right, they have been, from the longest time, I've been talking about, Shenton Way, this whole area is wasted. Why? Because after 7, right, this is like a ghost town, you know. Except for Lau Pa Sa or all those eateries, right? Basically, Shenton Way is I don't know whether I should say this. It's a perfectly waste of money. Why? Because after the sun goes down, that place is a ghost town. It doesn't make sense. That's why you can you imagine we keep emphasizing about how Singapore have not enough. No lah, not me but a lot of property agents have been saying that Singapore got not enough land blah 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 blah. No, it's not enough land. It's whether how government will allow you to use the land. So can you imagine all these blue color ones, right? They are all purely commercial buildings now, you know, which by right they have the opportunity to change it to mixed usage. And with the property price now going, I use the word crazy. You think if you are a developer that owns a whole building down there, would you try or not? Will you attempt? I think you will, no? This is the scary part. And luckily, okay, another thing, luckily government has changed their policy also, you know. In prime areas, right, mixed commercial buildings, the commercial units cannot be sold as strata. The shops cannot be sold as strata. Luckily, I tell you, if not, right, commercial buildings in prime area, shops being sold strata, I tell you, the whole building gone. This is what is happening. You can see mixed development. A lot of people love to live in mixed development. Okay, let me share one thing with you all. First, when you stay in mixed development, right? Mixed development, there is okay, like example where were we again? Oh, this Capital Tower. Oh, we don't go so far. Like example, International Plaza, right? Okay, when it's strata, there's two scenario. When there's strata, right? Will the commercial units have a good tenant mix? I tell you, most likely you won't. This is what we are seeing all around. I mean, Jason, you have seen a lot, right? Jason has actually shared a lot of times with us that mixed development, right? A lot of the based on 财气人 is actually good because a lot of the mixed developments now are integrated. Correct. But
Yes.
please understand, Jason was talking about the integrated ones, you know. Jason never talked about those strata units one. Like Midtown, Jason, you mean to Midtown residences, right?
哇，Midtown 很熟诶，那里。
后港、澳港。
Oh yeah. Yeah.
What do you think? Very near the MRT, right? Very near to
Yeah.
town center, right? But how do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think of the building?
Very bad. Very bad. Yeah.
The only reason is because the tenant mix was bad, right? Actually, the building is got no problem one, right?
Okay. Now, frankly speaking, the building also does have a bit of issue lah. One is the only building that is protruding out. Feng Shui we don't like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, understand.
Then the commercial side, right? It's all I think too narrow. Yeah, so it doesn't encourage the qi to flow well.
Yeah lah. For this part, of course I won't know lah because I'm not the master But I can tell you the straight away for that building itself, right? The commercial is going to be the issue. Okay, so that's why when you are purchasing a mixed development property, right? I will always advise try not to buy something where there's strata below. Okay, where there's strata shops below, right? You usually you hit a wall. But then we come to another issue. If today you purchase a mixed development whereby the commercial mall is run by developer Jason, you think nice or not? I think it's nice, right? The business, all this is very nice, right? But I tell you one thing, the whole building will be under control by the mall, the developer, you know. Why we say this? Because please understand, I mean, of course, I will tell everybody don't dream about on blogging lah. I mean, on blog is 可遇不可求的. But you must understand one thing: when you own a building, right? When you own for mixed development, right? I mean, for any private developments, I always talk about this escapability, we must be able to escape, So you must understand, why? Okay, this is one thing why I don't. Recently there's this 99-year leasehold landed in Pasir Ris, right, for sale, right? Left 55 years, asking for what 2.8 million. Okay, it's actually the same scenario, you know. So 99-year leasehold, 99-year leasehold. If today you besides selling in open market, you got no opportunity for en bloc. I'm not saying that sure will en bloc, but if there is totally no opportunity for en bloc, doesn't that make you just like HDB flat? No difference, right? No difference, because you must understand one thing, HDB flat, government en bloc you is because they got other plans for that land. If not, why the hell would they en bloc you? This is public housing, you know. It's not for you to be rich one. Okay? So, for mixed development and 99-year leasehold landed, right, it's the same issue, you know. Because why? You cannot top up the lease. As a strata owner, you cannot top up the lease. Then the worst part is there's no en bloc potential one, you know. There's no en bloc potential. For the mixed development is developer, they own the land, what? They own the majority share, what? Why would they let you on block? That's not number one. Then for 99 leasehold landed, right? Or is I tell you it's worse. How are you gonna individually top up the land? If after 99 years, government decides to rezone the land, then you're dead, you know. So these are all the major issues. That is why I think for all these mixed development coming up in the future, right? All this, I'm almost very certain government is going to push for it. For the whole of Shenton Way, right, to be rezoned into not just purely for business, but also as a residential area. And not forgetting, you all think 10.5 is a good plot ratio already, right? I show you all. The new ones are all 13, you know. And for those who keep saying that Singapore got not enough land, I don't know what is all this. I really don't know what is all this. All this yellow color, right? Just to share with you all. Yellow color, very slow today. Yellow color means reserve site, you know, and reserve site, that means government still don't know what to do with it yet. Then you tell me if today their commercial buildings they are rezoning already you think all this will be pure commercial buildings? I don't think so, you know. So basically all these will be the so-called residential. Then remember our PLH, right? Prime location HDB. Yeah, there. Here you go prime location HDB. How much? 3-room flat 1 million, 4-room flat 1.2. You tell me that's expensive? Well, look at you see this is a dilemma, a struggle for Singaporeans. On one hand, we are complaining that property prices are expensive. On the other hand, you all go and see the new launches, the BTOs, or even the $1 million resale HDBs, how Singaporeans are buying. Hey, please wake up, you know. These are not bought by foreigners. Yeah, of course, we have foreigners coming in to buy penthouses in prime location. Like James Dyson bought the Woolwich residences, then lost. Yeah, this is on paper value only, you know. Within 1 year, he lost 11 million. We haven't even counted the stamp duties that he paid. He lost 11 million, you know. Foreigners are coming in to lose money. Why you all worry so much? Correct. Foreigners, those rich ones, they are coming in to lose money to Singapore. Why you worry so much? We're now concerned about the Singaporeans. We Singaporeans are not that rich, you know. So ultimately, we are living a well-to-do life, well-to-do, not fantastic, well-to-do, still can afford to eat our meals, all this. Then we ourselves are buying those expensive properties. Justifying the prices, Then we want to complain that government not doing anything to control the property price. 我不会嘞。For all of you, you all know, right? I'm not. I never stand on sites. I talk about facts and figures only. Well, the buyers are justifying the price, so we should gun down all the buyers, right? So this is the issue now. I will say, I will tell you all this thing. Based on my last 14 years as a property agent, will the price keep on going up? Of course, it will keep going up. Why? In the long run, the price will just keep going up because we are still buying. Unless you tell me nobody buying. Nobody buying, then no choice. But apparently Singaporeans hunger for properties, right, is never satisfied, you know. But allow me to share one thing with you all first. I don't know whether the figures are out already. But let's just look at District 1. Okay, we just look at District 1. Okay, we just look at District 1. All transactions over the. Jason, you want to see how many years?
8 years. No.
Last 8
20 years. 20 years.
20 years. Okay, yeah. So
we see one period.
Okay, one period. Okay, sweet. 2002. I show you. So basically, right, going down after Asia financial crisis 1997 Asia financial crisis down. Then new master plan. Then after that start to spec up. Okay. Then 06, 08, we know lah. Was it .com
No,
Yeah. No.
Lehman Brothers.
Lehman
Lehman
Brothers.
Yeah.
Then drop again, right? Then 09 start to pick up again. Pop. Then I tell you lah, almost everywhere in Singapore, 2013 shall drop a bit one. Why? Because that was when the new the cooling measures actually was slapped the hardest. Okay? Start to slow down, drop, then pick up again, drop, pick up again, drop. But don't look at the old 2022 lah, because 2022, right, the we haven't finished that's why the figure seems lower. But look at the prices now 3,000 plus PSF, 3,000 plus PSF. I tell you, you just keep on going up. Why? As I mentioned already, because Singaporeans purchasing power is like a black hole limitless no limit one we got like the Amex titanium card can swipe no limit one. Oh, scary, and I mean, I'm not a Fengshui master I don't know whether it's an up period or down period but based on what the US Feds are showing us, right, I think it's a down period Jason, what do you think?
You mean down economy?
Based on what the US Feds are doing, they keep raising rates to fight against so-called inflation.
Yeah, I mean, based on what I see, right, I think the raising rates are crushing the middle and the lower tier people. The upper tier people, I think they still can buy.
You must understand one thing, those rich people up there, right? They lose billions. They are still the richest people around, Agree, right? They lose billions. They are still the richest people around. They can, I don't care one. But for us, we cannot. And the worst part is this world is made up of 90% of us, The lay people. We are the normal people. And look at what is happening in the market now. The normal people are rushing to the market. It's exactly like what I said in my TikTok video, The property market now is just like the stock market. Everybody rushing in as a retail buyer. Don't care what is happening They just keep thinking on the good side. Yes, the good part is, of course, market, the property price will just keep on going up because of inflation. But does that mean that we can hedge against that inflation? I tell you, we cannot, because ladies and gentlemen, today, let me just quote an example. If you bought a 2 million property last year, right? Maybe it went up by about maybe 10% this year, because this year is slower. This year is definitely slower than the beginning 2020. So maybe it went up by 200,000. But do you know that the installment last year and this year, right? If you are going based on floating rates, is about, you're paying $1,000 interest extra every month, 1,000 and this is just the beginning, Going forward, the interest rate will go even higher. I've been telling everybody that interest rate should not hit that high. But I'm so sorry, okay? I need to take back my word, because I underestimated Singapore banks. Because initially, when the rates go too high, right, when nobody is borrowing, they will have issues. But now what they do, they increase their fixed deposit rate. When they increase their fixed deposit rate, that means to say they themselves have no money inside the bank already. When they are enticing you to put money in their bank so that they can loan out to others. So you say the interest rate will go up or down. It will just keep on going up. So for those of you who have bought with fixed rates for over the last 2-3 years, right? Congratulations to you. Okay, maybe this thing will last for another one more year. I'm hoping not lah. I'm hoping not, but apparently this is what is gonna happen. And another issue will be the market is really a bit unstable now. We keep seeing retrenchers everywhere, and all those so-called leading online shopping platforms, right, who seem to be doing so well during the COVID period, right? Well, we the news that we are seeing these few days, not very nice. Our good friend Eon, who loves to tweet, recently also quite quiet, right? This is the issue. 时势造英雄, in messy times, heroes will rise, you know. But when things start to stabilize, right, then we will know who are the real heroes. That's why coming back to the master plan, right, I will tell you one thing. All these I easily all for residential. They will slowly build. And please understand one thing, based on Singapore's situation. We are an island with no natural resources. Okay, we don't have this one is government say one or I say one. We need to fight with the world for global talents. That means to say Singapore not enough talent. This one is they say one or I say one. Okay, then as a country of interest, I mean for tourism, right? Well, they are trying their very, very best, but I don't know how fast it will be. Every time I see every time I see the Jurong area, I see this pink color, 我就心很累。I really 我的心很累。Every time I see this pink color part, 我就like sian. Sorry, come back again. Okay, so this is the issue now. So that's why I will share this thing with you all. For District 1, can buy or not? If you are actually, the situation is not just for District 1, it's for the whole of Singapore. Oh yeah, anyway, just to share with you, all this dark pink B2, the lowest form of commercial and industrial building. Lowest form. So you're going to think about it. Anyway, so the whole of Singapore is not experiencing this thing, whereby I can tell you one thing. You buy a property, you hold for 20 years, right? No issue one. But of course, you must go in at the correct entry price. You don't buy something stupid, then you cannot hold. Correct. 我们没有这样大的头，不要戴这样大的帽。What buy what super penthouse, all these, I tell you, all these are jokers. All these are jokers. Don't care about what the China, the overseas buyers are buying. They do this. All these don't affect us one. Don't look at them. Okay. They can buy, they can sell, they can afford to lose their money. We Singaporeans, we cannot. So my 2 cents worth, okay, my 2 cents worth. Certain buildings, especially in District 1, you should take note. Good things are coming. Okay, but for new launches, right? There's gonna be a few coming up soon. If you all want to buy anything, speak to somebody who really understands first. If you don't understand, don't buy. I always tell you all these things. Don't understand, don't buy. Don't listen. Go to show flat. Listen to what they say. Please understand. Almost 95% of property agents are salespeople. We will never tell you something is bad. Which is why I also sometimes don't understand why I'm doing this. Why I'm doing this live show with Jason. But anyway, I hope whatever I said helps. Okay, I hope whatever I said helps. So maybe next one, right? On the next show, Jason, I think for the next show we carry on with District 2 lah. Okay. Because Chinatown, a lot of things coming up, the cantonment area. So maybe we can look at People's Park, Tanjong Pagar area. Because just now you mentioned one thing, very, very struck my heart. That was where Mr. Lee grew up. Next one we do a more in-depth one on that area. But okay, Jason, so you do me a favor. You see, based on what I mentioned about District 1, right? You think there's anything that we need to add on or not? District 1. City Hall, Shenton, Marina area. What do you think? I mean, it's near the waters. But it's anyway, I share with you one thing. This one. Okay. This is our very, very old master plan. Very, very old master plan. So, sorry. Why go under Changi? Why my plan like that? 哇，很难开啊，这个很难开啊。Okay, I just go to 2003 lah. Sorry about that. Easier to see. So you all can see, right? This is the sorry, Marina Bay. Okay, this is Marina Bay. This is 2003. And this is now. There's a huge difference. There's a huge difference. And mostly on reclaimed land. So, Jason, what do you think? Do you think the feng shui will change or not?
Well, I believe so. But I would recommend if let's say you're looking at District 1, right? If you really have the capacity, right, buy for investment, not buy for own stay.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, if you really can afford, then investment, not homestay. Because when you stay on reclaimed land and
地不稳
real
right?
不是地不稳 because okay, when we look at land, right, we like the land, we get to see for how fertile the land is. As
Okay.
we all know, reclaimed land is not fertile. Yeah, it's made of I think grey clay or something, or whatever they call it. So it's very
okay.
yeah. So it is not a natural phenomenon that this land is formed lah. Yeah. Yeah. So if let's say you want to benefit the good qi, right, don't stay on reclaimed land. But if you want to buy for investment, right, you want to rent out, you want to for money, right, then you can consider reclaimed land. Because you see, people who stay buy for investment and who rent out, right, they are not long stayers. So not long stayers means the amount of years you stay down there, right, will affect you in terms of feng shui. So if you stay like 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, yeah, it doesn't affect you too much. But if you are looking at staying like 10, 20 years, right, all these areas, right, will affect your feng shui, your qi that you receive. So that's my view on reclaim and land. Yeah.
Actually, I totally agree. I in my mind, I also thinking this area, right? You buy for investment can, you buy for own stay, you have to really think twice.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
honestly speaking, we also know, right? A lot of all these business areas, they are businesses, right? They are shifting out already. I already mentioned one thing. The building, right? The building plot ratio has changed. Why would developer keep it to be just officers only? So all these officers will start to shift, start to shift to elsewhere. And I mean,
Then
after COVID, right? Sorry?
if I add if let's say really got money, right, this is more valuable than Sentosa.
Of course lah. This one definitely lah.
Yeah.
Sentosa.
Why there's a difference between Singapore Island and Sentosa, right? Because if you look at the big geographic picture, right, it looks like Malaysia, the dragon of Malaysia, which is will how to say will release a pearl from the mouth. Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
the Singapore one pearl, then another pearl is Sentosa. Sentosa is too small already.
I see.
Yeah. So if you analyze in terms of the vibrancy that all these years that this near the District 1 give, right, is on a different level than Sentosa. Sentosa is a bit like resort or isolated. Yeah. So that's why I
Correct.
find 1 and 2 really got the money. I think we can worth to take a look. Investment, not own stay. Own stay, I still like places like Bukit Timah and things like that.
Of course, Bukit Timah will always be a top choice one.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
the feeling down there is also different.
Yes.
Anyway, just to share with all of you, as you all know, so much land, so much land, so much things coming up. Well, again, I give you all a very simple reason, simple reason why I say buy for investment, don't buy for own stay. Walao, you look at this piece of land. This is gonna be what 30 to 50 years of construction, you know. Wow, I cannot tahan. I myself, I cannot. I myself, I
Yeah.
cannot. 30 to 50 years of construction heading your way, you know. This is the scary part. Okay, this is one thing. Then another thing is whether in the end, how this will turn out, nobody will know. Okay, nobody will know. But I can guarantee you one thing: more and more people coming to Singapore, the population will definitely increase. It doesn't matter whether you like it or not. Okay, you trust me. Whoever is going to be the government, right? Whoever is going to be the government, will have to take this policy on because we do not have anything. Singapore is an island that does not have anything. Okay. If we cannot, how should I put it? We cannot ensure a positive property market growth, right? All gonna die. Okay, this is what I lastly have to say. It may be a big glim in it to a lot of people. You all may say, "Wow, Joel, you are like a naysayer," but this is a fact that we cannot deny. Okay, this is a fact that we cannot deny. Singapore property market cannot crash. If Singapore property market crash, right, we're going to. This is going to be very very bad because really Singapore have nothing but land only. Okay. So okay, that's all. That's all for my sharing for today. District 1, Jason and I anonymously agree that buy for investment can buy for own stay may not be the best. Okay. So come, Jason. Let's see when is the 15.
So,
15的月亮。
I think it's on the 10.
Wow, 10 呢 got discount. Okay. So on the 10th, we will talk about District 2. Okay, maybe whatever we have not touched, we never touched tonight about District 1, right? Maybe we'll cover again. But District 2, right? District 2, let me just share with you all, will be Outram area. Basically, Outram area. Okay? So, very interesting place. Our former Prime Minister, Mr. Lee's childhood playground. One thing I like about this place is where all the shop houses keep breaking record. Then the freehold and 99 down here. Wow, very interesting. Okay, so let's have a look at this area. Let's have a look at this area. So we'll see you on the 10th at 8:30 p.m. again. Okay, covering District 2. So if any one of you have, oh yeah, by the way, Jason and I have released this new TikTok series talking about different projects. Okay, talking about different projects. So you can catch us on TikTok. Okay, we are also sharing it on our Facebook Reels. It's also on my YouTube Shorts as well. So for those of you who are interested, right? But please pardon us because we are not full time doing this. So we have to really make time out of our busy schedule to come and talk about individual projects. So tomorrow we'll be having our next shoot. The future we'll try to keep releasing individual series about the individual projects in the coming weeks. For those of you who have, let's say you stay in this particular project, you want to know how good this is, right? Just leave your comments. Okay, leave your comments or PM us. We will do a short or Oh, sorry, we'll do a TikTok on the unit itself. On the project itself. Okay? Can I? So yes, Jason, you have any last words for our? You have any last words? Sounds so weird. Okay, you have anything to say to our viewers before we end the night?
Yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy every episode we give to you. And also, it's enjoyable to do such a show with Joel because everything leads to new discovery. Like District 1 and 2, I never
Mm,
knew that so much thing. And also, I get to
mm,
explore uh, certain things that Lee Kuan Yew and Sir Stamford Raffles brings
mm,
me back to secondary school days where you talk about history lessons and things like that.
yep.
So really a different perspective lah. So I mean,
Mm,
please help us share this show. I mean, sometimes we touch on a sensitive topic in a good light lah.
mm,
So hope you like it and yeah, spread our show to more people. Yeah, thank you everyone.
mm. Okay. And as I always say, right, the home is like a recipe. Nothing's perfect, but we will definitely do our best to help you find something that's suitable for you and your loved ones. Okay. I'm Joel. Let's make you do well. Good night.
Good night. Bye bye.